Girlfriend snooped and didn't like what she saw. My girlfriend snooped on my phone the second she was left alone with it. She said she just wanted to see the most recent apps I had open. Whatever. The trouble comes from a conversation she read with one of my buddies where I said, 5 o'clock is when the hottest chicks come out at LA Fitness. She was really upset, said she feels like she can't trust me. I don't think we'll break up over this, but it will definitely change things on both our ends. I told her I love only her and that I'd never cheat on her and that I'm just talking shit with the fellas. All of which is true. Any advice on how to proceed? What should I say next? What can I anticipate? Let me guess, you are both in your early 20s. Always disappointing when your girlfriend finds out you're kind of a douche, isn't it? She shouldn't have snooped and definitely has issues she needs to sort out. But this is an icky thing to say, especially when you have a GF. Just kinda creepy. Geez, it's hard to imagine why she would distrust such a respectful boyfriend. Guy talk is absolutely disrespectful to your relationship and your girlfriend. If I found out my partner was guy talking with his dude friends about how hot other women are, damn right I'd be pissed. I'd give him one chance to knock it off, but honestly I'd probably break up. What's with dudes not realizing they disrespect their girlfriend relationship by talking about how hot other women are? Why the fuck can't you talk about how hot your woman is? This is why people have trust issues. I feel like we need more context for this. Was the conversation more like, I try to get to the gym around 5 p.m. because the hottest chicks are there at that time, or something else? What led to this comment? Personally, I don't like my boyfriend saying stuff like this directly to me. But I know he finds other women attractive, naturally, and if he wants to have guy talk with his friends, whatever. I'd be a little hurt reading it, but it is what it is. As long as the guy talk isn't too creepy and going into specifics, I think it's harmless. My husband changed after we got married, and now I almost feel trapped. I feel awful even typing this out, but I need to get it out and get opinions because I feel like I'm suffocating. My husband and I dated for 8 years before we got married and lived together for 6. The entire time, it was a dream relationship. We never fought. Our fights would be disagreements we would talk through. Boundaries were always respected. We treated each other kindly and with patience and love, and would go out of the way to make each other smile. We had the kind of relationship other people were jealous of. So when he asked me to marry him, I was stoked and had no second thoughts. We've been married for a year now, our anniversary is tomorrow, and the past year has been awful. It's almost like everything I do, I get turned into the bad guy. For example, like I mentioned above, our 1-year wedding anniversary is tomorrow. We were out to eat with his best friend tonight, and his friend mentioned wanting to hang out with us tomorrow, and my husband was like, yeah, and got super excited talking about plans. His friend got up to leave the table, and I was like, I don't mean for this to sound like an attack and I'm not mad at either of you, but tomorrow is our first wedding anniversary and I want to spend some time with you, just us. He freaked out, rolled his eyes, started raising his voice, telling me we were already going out for dinner, and essentially isn't that enough? And if I had plans in mind, why didn't I communicate them ahead of time? Which I didn't have anything in mind, I just thought we would spend the day together like we have all our other anniversaries. He started telling me I was getting mad over nothing, and I reiterated I wasn't mad at him or his friend. I just think our first wedding anniversary is a special thing, and he was like, you can say you're not mad, but you are. And I just don't know where this is coming from. This is one example, from the past year, and it happens almost every day. So much so, that I've started wording things differently, i.e., please don't get mad. I don't mean this as an attack, I'm not trying to be mean. And I feel myself starting to shut down socially, emotionally, mentally with him, like there are walls going up, because everything I say gets turned into something it's not, like I'm the bad guy. And I don't know. I tried to talk to him about it, probably about a month ago, about how I felt like our relationship has changed since we got married. He again immediately went on the defense, and I started tearing up and he rolled his eyes and was like, oh my god, I can't do this right now. And I'm lonely. I feel lost, gypped, confused, misled, trapped, almost. This isn't the man I married. And don't get me wrong, I'm sure I've changed, too. But I love this man more than life. It makes me so upset to see him upset, especially if the cause is me. And lately it has been, and I don't know why. Has anyone else been through this and have any advice? Because I feel like I'm drowning. So, if I'm understanding correctly, when you dated then lived together, everything was a dream. When you legalized the relationship, for want of a better term, everything has gone south. It seems to me that changing the semantics of the relationship changed the entire thing in his mind. What does he really see marriage as? Did his parents fight? Were they miserable? Suddenly calling you his wife instead of his girlfriend has flipped a switch in his head with how he perceives you. You seem to be communicating with him, but he's not seeing or hearing you the way that he used to. That's the real issue. This is what abusers do. You're locked down now, so person O, the person he lured you in with, is gone, and now you're seeing him for who he is. Get out, but do it quietly. Watch for baby trapping. Don't let him know you're leaving until you're gone. Trust me. Don't do what I did and wait it out. Time to decide if this is the life you want before you bring kids into the equation. Many change once the ring is on. His reactions are classic defensiveness, so it might be useful to Google signs of defensiveness, and solutions for it to get a better idea of what you're dealing with. When it's a new behavior, often it's due to more stress coming from somewhere, from a problem that hasn't been resolved, or from purposely choosing to be this way as it's a useful manipulation tactic. And the way you're feeling is completely understandable, as defensiveness can cause a gaslighting type impact to others. So my suggestion would be to get a therapist to help you unpack all that's wrong with how you're being treated and help you figure out what you want to do moving forward, as how you're being treated is not okay. Do you love this man more than life or the man you were dating? If couples counseling is in the budget, I'd definitely say it's necessary at this point. Only options I see are that or divorce. I have this issue and am still in it. Have you tried checking out narcissistic abuse? Maybe something somebody posted there may help or click. My 27M, GF, 26F, was upset that I did not give up my first-class ticket for a pregnant woman. This has been an ongoing debate ever since we've gotten on the plane, and I wonder, how do I tell her to stop talking about this? I am not questioning the morality of this decision because I think what I did was right, but just need advice to resolve this situation. My GF, some friends and I were flying back from Asia. Sorry for being ambiguous. I wasn't sure if I would be able to take the same flight as them because I had some work, but luckily it finished up. I wanted to get on the same plane as them, and the only ticket was first class. They were trying to sell it for a discounted price, but it still ended up costing me $10K. While we were waiting at the lounge, the cabin crew came over to us and asked me if I wanted to swap my first-class ticket with a pregnant woman. My girlfriend thought she could answer for me and said yes. I quickly shut it down and told her no because I had paid for the ticket, and if her pregnancy was such an issue she should have bought the upgrade or had other arrangements. My girlfriend was pretty quiet for the rest of the trip, and I didn't think about it too much. But ever since we came home she's been attacking me, calling me selfish and not helping out a pregnant lady. I think she's wilding right now, but I don't want to say anything which would get her more angry, so what do I do? Too long did not read. Girlfriend is upset that I did not give up my first-class ticket for a pregnant woman. You paid a crazy amount for that seat. If the pregnant woman wanted first class, she should have paid for it. Or if the airline wanted you to go back to economy or whatever isn't first class, the airline should at least give you a partial refund. Not give up first class for free. I mean, why should you basically give away $10K just because someone's pregnant? I'd understand if she was willing to pay for the ticket price difference, but it's proper cheeky to want a free upgrade and your girlfriend seems pretty happy for you to just throw your money away. Yeah, no, they don't do this on airlines. This isn't a public bus. Source. Flying internationally for over 25 years. She's being ridiculous, and frankly I would tell her that. I'm all for giving up my seat for a pregnant lady, but if I had paid $10K for it then I wouldn't move for the Queen. You did nothing wrong. You paid a large price for a first-class ticket, so unless the airline gives a partial or full refund, or the lady pays you the difference, you were fully within your rights. Try to have a discussion about it, but tell her that giving away a ticket without getting compensation from the airline or lady was not ever an option. $10K is a lot of money. You're not a people pleaser. It's not like you kicked that woman off a lifeboat or anything. If they were going to refund your money, that's one thing. But I read in a comment you said they weren't going to refund your $10K, which is outrageous. No, what they were asking is insane. My boyfriend won't get his license. My 20 female boyfriend, 21 male, doesn't have his license. We've been dating each other for 9 months, and when I got into this relationship I thought he had it. I mean, it seemed like a pretty basic thing to have. Now I'm stuck having to drive to and from our houses in order to hang out, which is 45 minutes away. It's a huge gas drain and I'm putting crazy miles on my car. He refuses to take the train because it takes too long, it's like an hour ride. He offers to pay gas, but I think he does it knowing I would say no and doesn't push further. My parents are giving me grief over it and I'm very frustrated because I've tried to convince him so many times but he just hasn't pulled the trigger to go and get it. I'm fed up and a bit embarrassed. I don't think it's a reason to break up but I don't know what to do. Sad face. At least take his gas money. My older teenager doesn't have a license, but neither does her boyfriend. When they get together, he rides the bus down to our house, and then they take the bus wherever they want to go. The light rail in our city doesn't go near where we live. Does it take a lot of extra time to use public transportation? Yes. Do they care? No, because they are spending time together. Is the bus cheaper than buying gas and paying for insurance? Of course. Make your boyfriend take the train, bus, gondola, or whatever. When you do take your car somewhere, accept the gas money. Better yet, get a new boyfriend that respects your time. He refuses to take the train because it takes too long, it's like an hour ride. Your boyfriend is being selfish. Stop going to see him. Actually, just break up. Stop picking him up. If he wants to see you he will make the effort. If he's not willing to get a license, and it sounds like he's not willing, as opposed to not able, then he needs to take public transport. If he's not willing to do either and making you take him everywhere, that's a big red flag in my eyes. There is nothing wrong with not having a license. Take the money he offers for gas and tell him that he needs to start coming to you. This shouldn't be that big of an issue. I'm not sure why you're embarrassed or why your parents factor into this at all.